Awesome.
Hey.
Well, holy crap.
Yep.
Hi
Hello.
guys. First off, welcome guys to our very first Watch It with Mashable, featuring Robin Lord Taylor, the guy here to my right. So after this is done, you all are going to be able to watch the entire thing back again on Mashable's YouTube channel. But for now, I have like a million questions for you.
Let's do it.
First off, I did not, and we're also going to be taking questions from some of y'all too, so make sure you tweet at Mashable Entertainment, Robin, we'll get them all in there. But okay, so we have to jump into this episode.
Okay, let's do it.
I did not think this was going to happen until like episode 11, like mid-season.
Right.
How did you react when you saw exactly like what was on the page and when it was happening? We're like, what, episode 5 right now?
This is 6. This is episode 6, yeah.
That is insane. That is like at least like 6 episodes before I thought this was going to happen.
Yeah, okay, yeah, totally. I mean, it's like, well, this happens every time I read the episode. I mean, like, the way they keep it twisting and turning, like, I mean, but yeah, when I read that he's back and he's, like, in the GCPD, I was like, yes! I mean, it was just like, I think I exclaimed, like, freaked the cat out. Yeah.
We were actually watching here. We're actually on the Warner Brothers HQ right now, and we were watching with like a small crowd of people, and someone was like freaking out, and that's exactly how I reacted when I first saw it. It was such a great moment. What can you preview about what's coming next? Like, so he's there. He's in the police station. Harvey and Gordon are going at it. Like, where do we pick up next week?
I mean, we pick up with Oswald just, you know, embracing his penguinness and like his announcing to the world that he is alive and that he's, you know, ready to do some deals in Gotham City. Yeah.
Super not dead.
Yeah, super not dead. You know, and you know, it's gonna come back to Fish Mooney. She's gonna know about it.
She's not gonna be happy.
No, I don't think she's gonna be happy.
No. Oh, although, because you brought up Fish, I have to ask you. So, there's been your fans, first of all, love reading into every single part of this show.
That's pretty
and the
awesome.
fact, isn't it amazing?
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
And the fact that Fish Mooney is named Fish and penguins eat fish, like, that was an incredible connection that they've made. Like, do your own fans' theories surprise you? Like, the things they come up with?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, do I address the elephant in the room?
Yeah,
okay.
There's a giant elephant, and you want to talk about it.
There's a new theory that's been floating around that the penguin is the Joker, which is pretty fascinating, and like the amount of detail and like research that whoever came up with this, I think it started on Reddit, whoever that was, brilliant. I mean, the attention to the detail is just spectacular. Obviously, nothing that I ever thought of or imagined. I mean, granted, I know nothing, so you know, like.
They don't even give you a little wink and a nod.
No, I have no idea what is ever going to happen, but it's an amazing theory. You know, I have no idea. It'd be a lot. Who knows? It's not. I don't think it's true. But again, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Is like, you know.
Who knows?
Who knows? But I doubt. No,
that was my
That's a lot for me to wrap my brain around. I mean, yeah.
Okay, you're totally right about the amount of research that went into that. That looked like a thesis, like a freaking college paper that you would do.
It was some investigatory work.
That was some investigative journalism.
Yes, exactly.
Investigative nerd journalism.
Yes.
But I don't think it's true either.
I mean,
but that's just my gut feeling.
I'd have to really work out some issues like if that was true. I don't know.
Okay. Also, speaking of issues, so we met Oswald's mom in this episode.
Well, we'd met her.
We'd met her before.
But this is our first interaction.
Our first time kind of spending some time with her.
Just a wholesome American family, you know. Just
these are some interesting people. I mean, to say the least. But first off, I mean, did you like the take on his home life and what, like, when you were reading exactly what they were setting up? Like, what were your thoughts, kind of processing all of that?
Oh, my thoughts were like, it makes the character so much clearer. Like, you know, to see where he's coming from, to know who his mother is, to see what their relationship is like, just informs so much about how he's gotten to where he's gotten. And it's like, you know, in some ways, like, you know, I kind of wish that like I knew all of this beforehand. You know what I mean? Because it could have like informed more. But at the same time, you know, it's like, it just, it just adds this whole other layer, and we just like get into it right away, and like, and again, I just have to give a huge shout out to Carol Kane, who is a legend, and I've been a fan of hers forever, and she is, like, we have such an amazing like friendship off screen and on screen, and like, but there's still times when I'm like talking to her, and I can't believe I'm talking to her. I'm such in awe of her and like her talent, and like, the fact that she's just so giving and open is amazing.
Are we going to see more of her after this episode?
Oh yeah.
We see her
She's
around.
not going anywhere. And like, and again, like, that's like the really fun thing about about that relationship is like, it's the only time that Penguin, like, excuse me, Oswald.
I was going to say, do you call him Oswald or Penguin? That's a tough decision.
Well, that's a funny. Well, I'll swing back to that, but I would say like it's those scenes with Carol or with Carol / Gertrude are the only scenes where he really, is letting his defenses down, and
Right.
it shows that, just more of a human side of him, and where he's constantly scheming, but it's
He's like a little kid in a way.
yeah, exactly, and
Yeah.
it's just it's the only time he kind of relaxes a little bit, which it's it again adds a whole other dimension to him. It's like it's beyond fun to play.
Yeah.
But anyway, to swing back to the whole Penguin versus Oswald thing, what we see in the next episode is like, just more of him embracing that nickname and, reclaiming the power of that and then running with it. He is now like, he's like, okay, you're going to call me the Penguin. I'm going to be
The baddest
the
penguin you know.
and the effing Penguin, And,
This is the internet.
yeah.
I think we can say.
Okay, well, sorry.
And I know. I'm still like 6 years old, and so I'm like the effing.
I know, right? Totally. I'm like,
I feel like my mom's watching, and
yeah,
I
right.
can't say
Right,
that. She'll
totally.
be mad at me.
Totally.
So we're gonna actually take a couple of questions
Awesome.
that we've been gathering up here.
Great.
We have Ang Arthur Tape on Google Plus. Wanted to know what do you love about playing your part? Oh my God. Cool.
Jeez, I mean,
Here's the scroll of things.
on everything. I mean, I love playing a character that is, just not just a traditional two-dimensional villain. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's not evil for the sake of being evil. There's like real humanity there, and like, playing the bad guy is fun, but playing the bad guy, but who actually has like, humanity to him
Right.
is even more fun and more challenging and just like so incredibly fulfilling. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Is it-
humanity and insecurities. I feel like that's what really like makes
Right.
him stand out to me. Like the fact that he is like at his core is just this really awkward guy who's always lived awkward, and now he's like trying to take that power to like counteract that like inside part of him.
Totally. It's those, and that's another fun thing about the character is that in previous iterations of the character, he's already established, he's older, he's like made his way into Gotham City, he's a big player.
Yeah.
You don't see those like parts where he fumbles and is finding himself,
Yeah.
and that's so fun.
I also love you have said before though that you've enjoyed the other iterations of Penguin. Like
Oh.
you were a fan of them.
Gosh, of course. I mean, I grew up
Duh.
so after elementary school, I would come home and they would air reruns of the original Batman with Adam West, Burgess Meredith as the Penguin, absolutely genius, like so fun, like brilliant. And then I've said this a million times, but like I was raised on Batman Returns, like
Right.
watched it a million times, and I'm a huge Danny DeVito fan, and like. Yeah, and so like they're both of those characterizations are just brilliant, and like to be part of that team, is like
Like so cool.
unreal.
I'm like cool in relation. Like I feel excited for you,
Yeah.
knowing how much you like it.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
All right, let's see. David Adams on Google Plus wants to know, has playing this role forced you out of your comfort zone? And if so, what part specifically? Well, you're a theater guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, it hasn't. No, I would say no. There's nothing that's really been uncomfortable. I mean, well, we saw the bathtub scene. When I first read that there was a bathtub scene, there was a moment where I was like, okay, so how full is the tub? How clear is the water?
Can there be bubbles?
Can there be bubbles, and can I ever eat again? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And they were like, oh no, so the water will be up to here, and it's going to be opaque. You won't be able to see through it. And I was like, oh great, resume eating bagel. So yeah.
Oh, and in New York, you can't skip the bagels.
No,
It's just
exactly.
Not gonna happen. Oh, that's actually the next question.
Here we go.
Joshelle on Twitter wants to know what's the best part about shooting Gotham in NYC.
Oh,
besides the bagels.
Besides the bagels and the pizza.
Oh,
and,
no.
You know,
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I know. Clearly. Anyway, the best thing about it is the energy of the city, and it's the best thing about the city itself is like there's an energy in New York City that is you cannot find it anywhere else. It's a concentrated place where everything is happening at once, and there, like I said, there's just this it's alive in this way, and I think when we shoot on the streets, I think that just comes right through,
Mm-hmm.
and even when we shoot in the stage, like the fact that it's just that we're there in in the real life Gotham City, like it just brings all of that to the screen. And the people in New York are the best. Like I've been a New Yorker for many years, and it is my home, and yeah, it's a dream come true to be able to shoot in your favorite place in the world. So.
As the show is growing in popularity, though, is it getting harder to film in New York City? Like, are people like camping out a little bit more, like trying to scope out, scenes and stuff?
Well, yeah, there was, we were recently shooting on the street, and like, there are a lot of phones out, and like, you know what I mean? Like, and you're like trying to do a scene, and like out of the corner of your eye, you see like 12 teenagers like with their phones up, like just like recording like every moment. It's like, oh, do I play it to the big camera or should I play it over there? You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, right. So that's becoming like a whole new thing to deal with. But hey, it's like it's brilliant. I mean, it's like
first class problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Having too many fans. Oh my gosh.
So hard. Yeah, right.
You mentioned the stages in New York, and we were watching the episode, and so Gordon's amazing penthouse is a stage, you said?
Yes, it's a set. It's incredible. We have
also, how did you afford that, though? Maybe that's a question for Bruno. Bruno Heller, the writer.
I don't think it's actually Barbara's apartment. And
that's
Barbara
true.
is,
Okay.
She's well off, much more well off than Jim is, I believe. And so yeah.
This is true. I'll give you that.
But yeah, we have the most amazing sets, and like they're just they're transformative. It's like you go into these rooms and it's like you're there, and there's no way to describe it. I wish everyone could go and see them. Like,
ooh, we'll do a video or something.
Yeah, totally.
Just take them inside. I want to see that just for me too.
Yeah, right.
Right. So, oh hey, it's Robin on Twitter. I love people's Twitter handles. I just really do. They're so much more clever than my own. Robin Lord Taylor is really changing my opinion about the Penguin as a Batman villain. Absolutely brilliant portrayal. How have you shaped this character for Gotham?
How have I shaped it? Well, I mean, again, it takes a village,
just for the pomade.
Yeah. We got hair going, we got the nose, we got the makeup, we got the suits and everything, and then on top of that and beyond all of that, like the world that Bruno Heller and Danny Cannon created, and the scripts that our amazing writers are writing, that that's how it all comes together. And like, I'm just it starts with them, and like it's like I've said it before, it's a vessel that I just sort of fill, and like I feel like I'm just like stepping into this world, and it's this beautifully created world that these amazing writers have made, and like it's just all there in front of me.
You're so modest. You're so modest.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, you're doing a wonderful job, as we can tell through all these questions. My God. Let's see what else. Oh, if you could choose to be, this is from James Pop on Twitter. Okay. Pop with a 0 instead of an O. Okay. Which is like generated password level cleverness.
Yeah,
I love when people do that. If you could choose any other character in the series to be, who would you be? Ooh, that's a good one.
Any other character in the series to be, who would I be? Oh man, that's really tough because, who would I be realistically, or if we're like fantasy wise, like
fantasy, like anybody. If you could be anybody,
if I could
I would be Alfred. Just because
I was gonna say Alfred
Are you
because
serious?
I want to be dashing and
Who
like
doesn't?
incredibly like. Well, I mean, there's no topping Sean Pertwee. I mean, he is like just absolutely brilliant. Like I couldn't even come close to that, but I mean, that's who I would choose.
He just seems fun. And after you all teased badass Alfred at New York Comic Con, I was like, yeah, I'd be Alfred.
Oh yeah,
I want to kick some ass.
Oh, it's happening. It's coming. He's gonna bring it. It's so exciting.
What is one of your favorite episodes coming up? Like moving forward, like any number that you can kind of tease might really appeal to.
I would say really the next episode for me is one I'm most excited about. I mean the title of the episode is Penguin's Umbrella, and so it's very much about Penguin like embracing his role in this city, and really like making strides to like fulfilling his destiny, and like it's a really exciting moment. Like
so Penguin fans need to watch next week. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's see.
He also gets some good umbrella time, which
I have an umbrella, by the way.
You do?
Warner Brothers sent us like an umbrella, like a penguin umbrella, and it's like I'm like 4 feet tall, so it's like this high on me. But it is the coolest thing I own. I think I'm gonna like hang it above my.
I saw one of those. They're amazing.
They're super cool.
I also love that they're giving umbrellas to people who live in Los Angeles. It's like,
what am I gonna use?
Wishful thinking. Like, we gotta kill this drought. I mean, like hopefully it'll bring some rain to the area.
I know, hopefully like a rain dance with my penguin umbrella.
Yeah,
do you have a favorite part of your costume?
My favorite part of the costume. I would say
like what gets you in penguin mode?
In penguin mode,
the hair,
it's well I would say of the costume itself, it's actually the suits. Like the suits are. The suits are, well, first of all, I've never had a suit like actually made for my body, and so these suits are like tailored for me, which is like,
ooh,
I don't know, it's like a crazy feeling. It's like
penguin likes to be tailored,
and I'm not a sample size. I'm a challenging fit, but yeah, so it's like to put something on that like really fits, like like it just. Yeah, it's like putting on the skin of the character, and that's really like once that's on, I just I feel like I'm there.
Yeah. We talked about the makeup that goes into it though. Is it getting easier to do? Because I know last time we talked, you were saying like it is doing a number on me, like all the prosthetics, like that stuff is hard to get off.
Well, yeah, it's like hot towel, then rubbing with the remover, and then hot towel again, and then we spray it down.
Is it getting easier?
Yeah, I mean, it's a routine, and so actually getting all of it on is like getting faster and faster, which is nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ashley on Google Plus wants to know: has anyone stopped you while you're out in public and called you Penguin? Is that happening a lot now?
People are so funny because they're like, they will stop me and they'll be like, hey, it's Penguin. I mean Oswald Cobblepot. Don't hurt me. It's like it's really funny. Yeah, so and that's definitely happening.
They check themselves.
Totally.
They're so good that they don't want to get their asses kicked.
Yeah, they're doing it as a joke. I love it. Like it's awesome. Like,
that is hilarious.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Have you had a favorite fan encounter yet?
Okay, so it was the first one, and I was
ever?
at. Well, I mean, like it was the first one, like really having to do with Gotham,
right.
Like since the show was airing. I was at a bar called McSorley's, which is one of the oldest bars in New York City.
Nice.
Amazing bar.
Shout out to McSorley's.
Shout out to McSorley's on East 7th and 3rd Avenue. You have to go. It's
the spot.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Anyway, very old school. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm standing there and I'm with a friend. We're standing at the bar and we're having a beer, and then I feel this like little tug on my sleeve, and I look down and there's this little like boy.
In a bar?
Like this little small boy, and he goes, "Excuse me, are you the guy who plays Oswald Cobblepot on Gotham?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And he goes, "Yes!" And then he like runs back to his parents, who are sitting not at the bar, they're sitting at a table. They serve food there, so don't crap down on McSorley's. This is all legal and above the you know. All right. So anyway, he runs back to his parents, and he's like, I told them, and then like they like wave, and I walk over, and they're like, can we take a photo? And then, yeah, we took photos, and then they bought my friend and I like a whole round and everything, and it was like, to have like a little kid, especially in like a place like McSorley's.
Yeah.
It was like, it was awesome.
That is so
That was
cute.
my favorite.
The kids have got to be the most fun part,
Oh
right?
yeah, totally.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's do some more of these. Okay, so this one's from Whoa Melly NYC on Twitter. It's another good one, NYC, McSwirlies. What did you think when you found out Carol Kane was going to be playing your mother?
Okay, this is the complete honest truth.
Okay.
So I got the script that, I think it's the second episode where she shows up. We didn't have a scene together, but she has a scene with Alan and Montoya, and I immediately I read that I have a mom, and so and earlier that day I had been like futzing around on the internet, and I saw on some stupid website that they list celebrities' birthdays, and this is before I read the script, like that day, and I saw it was Carol Kane's birthday, and I was like, oh, Carol Kane, I like Carol Kane, wonder what she's up to. Anyway, so then I start reading the thing, and I'm like, I have a mom. And then I was like, it should be Carol Kane.
No.
Totally. And I texted my agent, and this is all documented. Like, I could prove this. I texted my agent. I was like, I have a mom in the show. How amazing would it be if it was played by Carol Kane? And she was like, haha. She was like, I'm sure they have a long list of people that they're looking for, but that is amazing. She was like, I hope that would be incredible, but don't hold your breath, kind of deal. And I was like, yeah.
I love it. The agent was like checking you, like, yeah, that's nice.
She was like, okay, but there's a lot of people are gonna want this role, whatever. And I was like, okay, but. And then 2 days later, Danny Cannon, the creator of the show, texts me and says, Carol Kane is playing your mom. So I would like to take full credit for the casting of Carol Kane. I believe that I secreted this. If I had a vision board, I would have put it on there, and you would all believe me that these things. This was me. So
maybe it was a vision. Maybe you're like secretly really like clairvoyant in some way, because this is very cosmic.
It was very cosmic. Yes,
exactly.
Joking. It was, yeah. This is the honest truth. I know, totally.
You get the casting agent fee.
I know, right?
Totally. No. Let's just put that out there. No. I think we have time for maybe one or two more quick questions. Let's see. This is a good one. Heather James on Google Plus. Do you have a favorite moment from filming thus far? If so, what was it?
Favorite. I mean, there's so many
that we've seen, I guess, so far, because
that we've seen.
Can't spoil anything.
I mean, I know that it. Well, whatever. My favorite moment was in the pilot when we were on the dock, and it was me and Ben, and Donal was there too, and it's the scene before, where he's supposed to kill me. It was just this epic moment. We were actually on this dock with these ships, and it's raining and it's cold, and Ben is so committed to the character, and it was like this moment that he and I really really had together, and it was one of those moments where you step outside of yourself and you look down and you're like, you're never going to forget this, and it was just the epicness of everything, and it was like the first time I felt like just that I was in the right place doing the right thing, and it just all felt so right, and I really I don't know, that was it by far. Yeah.
No, those kinds of moments, exactly what you said, you just never forget that. And I can see it right now, you're going back there, and it's so cool to watch.
I can feel the air, it's just so present with me, that moment, and it was just it was one of those moments where I felt like my life changing.
That is so cool.
Unbelievable.
That is so cool. Okay, I think our last question is going to be this one. Let's see. Caitlin Wilson on Google Plus wants to know, are there any characters you specifically want to interact with that you haven't yet?
The Riddler. I mean, excuse me, Edward Nygma.
Edward Nygma.
Yeah.
Nothing yet, so far, or that we've seen?
The only one thing you've seen was in this episode, and it was very subtle. He was there in the GCPD, he was on the floor. That was the first time we had ever, seen each other, even been in the same room, know.
What is going to happen with those two? I cannot wait. Do you think that's a season 1 thing or a season 2 thing? Like, just if you had to, like, guess
If
or
I
wonder.
had to guess, I don't know. Because
Yeah.
it's hard because I want it to happen now. You know what I mean?
Like, the impatient person inside of me wants to see it right away, but, like, the, like, more thoughtful person wants to see it happen maybe in season 2, where I've, like, gotten to know them both just a little bit more.
Right,
I think.
totally. Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, sure, totally.
We'll see.
Because when we make it to season 2,
'Cause
right?
there's going to be a season 2, right? Right.
Right.
No, we're not going to win. Okay, guys.
Right.
That does it for us. But I want to thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us for our first
Have
watch with
fun.
Mashable.
Thank you guys too.
Anything else you want to say to the people watching? You have a captive audience.
You guys are amazing, and like thank you for all of like the incredible feedback and like and the amazing tweets, and keep watching. Yeah. Just keep watching. It's really
no problem there.
Okay.
We're
okay.
on.
Awesome.
Okay. Great. Thanks
Thanks, guys. Bye.